What's up, YouTube? We're out here. See the buff statue out here at Folsom Field for another video. All right, let's get right into it. Let's talk about Deion Sanders. Prime time, Coach Prime. A man who not only is winning games, but shaking up the whole college football system. And what's happening? Certain MAGA people are losing their minds. But let me make something crystal clear. I'm talking about the personal and family-directed low-blow hate you're seeing that has nothing to do with football. That hate goes deep. Racists and haters don't hate him because he's not coaching well enough. They hate him because he's upsetting the college football apple cart. Deion Sanders is taking his name, his career. By the way, when is the last time you watched some Deion Sanders highlights on YouTube? Because, oh my God. Anyway, Deion is taking his name, his career, his legacy, and he's using it to recruit the best talent in the country. Remember, CU was irrelevant here in Boulder 2 years ago. Now he's recruiting some of the best talent in the country. The TV ratings are through the roof, and there's a spotlight on Boulder like probably no one else could shine. And you know what? That's a threat to them. Not just a threat to other schools, but to the entire system of how college football works. It's not just the football system that's threatened, is it? The people coming after Coach Prime, and there's plenty of people in the comments who don't want me to say this, that 9 out of 10 of the people making personal attacks against Coach Prime are MAGA. And before they go off in the comments with not all MAGA hate Deion, let's be real. We're not saying every MAGA supporter hates him. We're saying that 90% of the personal attacks he's facing are coming from that crowd. Why? Because a strong, confident, successful black man in a position of power scares the hell out of them. Here's where we really need to zoom in. This is a personality difference. Look at the people who are rallying behind Kamala Harris or other liberal leaders. 9 out of 10 of the people who support them would never even think of making personal attacks against college kids over football. That's not what we're about. But MAGA, that's their entire playbook, led by Trump, revolves around mudslinging, insults, and tearing people down. MAGA and the Prime haters, they're the same people, just lashing out at anyone who challenges their worldview. Now, some people say, keep football out of politics. But this right here, this is proof that everything is political. Ignoring inconvenient truths only holds us back. And to those of you voting MAGA who don't see yourselves as haters, I get it. You've been persuaded by your conservative accountants, your financial advisors, your CPAs. You're voting conservative because you're convinced it's the smart economic move. But here's the truth. Most of you have been fed right-wing propaganda for so long you don't even realize it. You're putting money over humanity because you don't understand how deeply flawed that system is. And when people want to say that both parties are the same, I have to remind them that the Biden administration has put forth around 30 different initiatives that would have helped Black Americans and the middle class that Senate Republicans have rejected, obstructed, and prevented. I'm not one who's going to sit here and be politically correct for sponsors, advertisers, whatever, and pretend that both parties are the same. Because that would be as logically absurd as saying that skin cancer is as bad as brain cancer. Republican-dominated states dominate rankings of poverty and low education outcomes. And that really tells you all you need to know about what happens when Republicans are unobstructed in their economic policies. And unless you're going to explain to us all how states that have been Republican dominated for the longest times have the most poverty and the worst education, I don't want to talk about any of your other economic theories. We see it in the comments. There are people who vote MAGA who don't spew hate, but you're being led down the wrong path. You're being told liberals are lazy, irresponsible communists, and that's not reality. The real problem here is that you've swallowed the propaganda that tells you success only comes at someone else's expense. Deion Sanders, he's proving that wrong every single day. He's building something that doesn't fit into that narrow mindset, and that terrifies those people. Now let's talk about the players. Shador, Travis, Shiloh, and the rest of these young men. Let's be honest, they're practically kids. They've got the entire football-loving world weighing in on every move they make, every pass, every play. The pressure they're under is insane, and yet they handle it with more grace and poise than most adults. And what does the world do? Instead of lifting them up, there are grown adults out here trying to tear them down, all because they're succeeding in a way that challenges the old order. Now let's not forget the media. They're supposed to be objective, right? Wrong. The media feeds on controversy. It doesn't matter if it's fair or accurate. What matters is ratings, clicks, and dollars. And when someone like Deion starts making waves, you best believe the media will fan the flames of any criticism they can find. Why? Because it's profitable. Deion's rise is great for headlines, and the more negativity they can stir up, the more money they make. But let me tell you something. Those of us who live here in Boulder, we see it differently. We see what Deion's doing for this community. We see him changing lives, leading with hope and positivity, and being unapologetically himself, and we stand by him. So yeah, most of the hate is coming from people who don't even live here, who don't even live in Colorado. They don't know Boulder, and they sure as hell don't know Deion Sanders, Deion Jr., Shador, Shiloh, Travis, or the rest of the players, and they haven't seen what we've seen. Here's the thing. They cannot stop Coach Prime. They can't stop the momentum, the ratings, the progress, the wins, and they sure as hell can't stop the positive impact he's having on these young men and on this Boulder community. So they're going to keep attacking, keep throwing hate, but guess what? We're not backing down. If you're with us, if you see what's really going on here, then it's time to stand up. Share this video, like this video, subscribe to our channel, where we will always tell the truth and call out the hate for what it really is. Racism, fear, and pitiful desperation. We're building something here, and it's bigger than football. It's about changing the way we see leadership, race, and success in this country. And Coach Prime is leading that charge. So to everyone who stands with Coach Prime, with CU Boulder, the Boulder community, the Colorado community, with this movement. Let's keep pushing forward. Let's drown out the hate with truth. Let's keep the momentum going, because this isn't just about winning games. It is about winning hearts and minds. It's about showing the upcoming generations they don't have to continue family traditions of mindless hate. That you can dislike people and teams without dehumanizing them and wishing bad on their lives. Sco Buffs, we're just getting started.